welcome sensational Scorpios. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here to do your May Tarot astrology. Well, we have Venus going retrograde this month and that is causing all sorts of issues, but not to worry. Let's go through and have a look at your horoscope. I'll pick 2 tarot cards at the beginning for the beginning and end of the month to give you some key themes, and then I'll draw some tarot cards week by week for you and do a psychic summary at the end. So let's have a look at the board now and see what everything looks like for you. Okay, sensational Scorpio. I've already pre-shuffled these cards. However, I'll give them a quick shuffle again now. And we're looking for a theme for the beginning of the month. That one's sort of calling me there. And closing my eyes now, what do I see for Scorpio in May? Okay, communications. I see a pen, writing. And so this could be not only in the outside world, lots of communications going on, but also within, picking up things, little insights and little psychic flashes and things like that, picking up messages from your subconscious. Let's have a look what happens here. Okay, so we've got the 6 of Cups as a theme. This is all about abundance. So this is a lovely card. You see all these flowers growing in cups down the bottom here, or maybe they're sitting in cups, but they indicate a sense of achievement, a sense of joy. You've got reason to be happy in May. So that's lovely, Scorpio. And this could be in any area of your life, but it's sort of self-generated too. Not just, you know, because of things that are happening in your life in the outside world, but because of what's happening within you. So well done, you. That's lovely. And the second half of the month, a key theme for Scorpios. It's also a good omen for planting a garden or growing your own veggies. I keep seeing this card here. Swinging back and forth, maybe trying to make a decision about something, and you know, with a little bit of time, then you'll come down on one side and decide what you're supposed to do. All right, 7 of Swords. Moving away from a difficult situation. Swords are about the mental realm. She's got 2 swords in the ground here. So something that is physical, it's not just in your thoughts, something physical has happened. These tents here can indicate travel, but not always. Often they just mean, and especially now, they just mean that chakras are opening up and stuff's coming out. Yellow legs about the solar plexus. Okay, so you're moving towards a situation where you'll improve your self-esteem, you'll be feeling a bit more motivated, you'll be able to get things done. Looking back on the past here, some people interpret this card, this is not regular tarot deck by the way, but some people do interpret this card of, you know, a thief coming in the night and stealing things. I don't really get that. I don't see too many thieves sort of dressed like that. Yeah, so that's not my interpretation. However, she's looking, I keep focusing more on this, she's looking back on the past. Don't get stuck doing that. It's good to go over what's happened, to have a debrief about what's happened and learn what you can, and then move on. So just, you know, remember the story in the Bible. If you're a Christian, you may not. If you're not a Christian, you may not know about it. And that is Lot's wife turning around and turning to stone after she was told not to turn around. Okay, so in other words, what it is saying is, you know, don't focus too much on what's happened in the past. Yes, deal with it and move on. Okay, let's have a look at your horoscope now. Now, 3rd of April to the 8th of August, Venus is in your 8th house here. This is quite a long time, just over 4 months to be in the one house. And Venus also, as well as beauty and art and love, she also has a lot to do with money. The 8th house is about other people's money, so it can be loans, 401k or superannuation, inheritances, legalities, money coming to you from another person who has had control of that money. So it's shared assets. It can also be about intimacy on a personal level with another person, and with Venus there's like a beauty and a harmony there with another person. Okay, so that's lovely, but the other side of that is that Venus is retrograde from the 13th of May until the 25th of June. Okay, you might need to compromise on some issues that you wouldn't normally compromise on with Venus retrograde, but there is mutual benefit. Spend some time together if there's another person involved. April 19th until May 21. Sun in your 7th house here. So this is about your committed relationships. These are the really important relationships in your life. With the Sun there, it gives you insight and awareness, also happiness, you know, and mutual benefit for both parties. It's moving from here, your relationship, into your intimacy zone. So there could be something about finances come up between you, but there's an opening up with Venus there, and insight and awareness. So it's a very beneficial energy. The 27th of April to the May 12th, Mercury in your 7th house here, and that ensures that communications and activity you know, goes on about these subjects. And the 7th house can also be about legalities as well. Okay, so it's your committed partner, legalities, it's even open enemies, but with the Sun and Mercury, you know, it's probably not so much about open enemies. May 1 to May 8th, Venus square Neptune. Okay, so you could be having full-on dreams and fantasies at this time, and so you need to be careful. Venus up here and Neptune here. You need to be careful because you might become infatuated with somebody, but they're not necessarily who they seem. They could be putting on an act, or you only see the, you know, the best parts of them. You don't see the not so nice parts of them. So rose-colored glasses. So just be aware of that. 7th of May, a full moon in your in your sign, in your 1st house here, your sign, sensational Scorpios, brings up things about what you want in your life, your identity, who you really are. It's also a completion, like the end of a cycle. So it could be that, you know, you want to change your hair and makeup, or you want to change something about your appearance, you want to clean your wardrobe out, you want to get more organized and decide who you really are and what you present to the world. So sorry, transformation there. 12th of May until the 29th of May, Mercury in your 8th house. Again, see how active all this section is around intimacy, relationships, other people's money. And so with Mercury, it just ensures that there's a lot of communication and activity around your joint finances and shared assets. 12th of May until June 28th, Mars in your 5th house. Okay, so Mars moves from the 4th of home and family into the 5th house, which is about creativity, romance. I actually call it young love. So you could be feeling very motivated to find some young love, as in making yourself feel young again. And it can also be good for, with Mars there, if you've got any sports competitions and things like that, could make you feel very competitive and motivated. And can bring an intense time around romance. 6th of May to the 20th of May, Venus trine Mars. Okay, this is lovely influence. Again, it's a very favourable influence for romance, but again, Venus retrograde from the 13th of May. So it's a bit push me, pull you, because you could be really infatuated with someone but just not seeing them right, you know, or clearly, and it's not what you think. And when Venus is retrograde, it might go along for a while, and then when Venus turns direct, then, you know, it sort of peters out, or you find out the truth, basically. 21st of May to June 21, Sun in your 8th house of joint finances and intimacy again. So it's moving from your 7th house over here. Most of the focus is here. 22nd of May, new moon in your 8th house again. That's all about new beginnings, new starts with other people's money or intimacy. And May 28th to August 5th, Mercury then finally moves from here up to here, 9th house, which is higher abstract concepts, learning, teaching, foreign connections, big picture concepts, that sort of thing. So this month's sensational Scorps, we have Mercury's actually going across 3 houses, which it doesn't normally do that. And that means that there's going to be a lot of communications and activity in this area, these 3 areas of your life, okay? So you might have quite a busy month in comparison to other months. Let's now look at the tarot cards and see what we see week by week, and see what comes out for sensational. Whoa, that one just flew out. All right, this is about your boundaries, setting a boundary and saying no. It's the 7 of Cups. And it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to even have an argument, although some people may choose to do that, but you don't have to. It's just about being firm about, you know, where your rights are and, you know, where you stop and where you start. And with the full moon here in your 1st house, these two probably go together because that was the 7th, that's the 7th of the month, and this is the 1st week. So the full moon in your 1st house brings things up for you to deal with, to release out of your subconscious. And you're going to have to, you know, stand firm on something and not be drawn away by fantasy ideas of what could be or what you'd like it to be. It is what it is. You know, it's part of life. You'll see in the 7 cups here, each cup has a little thing. There's a little dragon, there's an angel, there's a mask. You know, this is a little angel here to tell you that upstairs is looking out for you, okay? So don't be concerned, just be firm. 2nd week of the month for sensational Scorps. I'm going with that one. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? Yeah, you're closing the door on something. I can see it's a hand on the doorknob pulling the door shut. So it's the end of the cycle so that a new cycle can begin. And just keep on walking. It's okay. It's fine to do that. You know, nothing lasts forever. And sometimes we need to sort of cull things off in our lives so that, you know, we can make space for new things. And it's the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is all about strength, probably to do with your finances or possessions, but probably more finances, okay? So this is about broadening your horizons, taking a chance, but just because you take a chance doesn't mean that you're silly about it. It means that you work things out, of course, and think about it and plan it, strategize. But strength is here with you in the 2nd week of May for your finances. Okay, action. Even though you may not have all of the information, because see here, she's dressed in black, so we don't have everything. Some parts are unknown, but action needs to be taken and you'll be stronger for it. Okay, so let's have a look now in the 3rd week of the month. 3rd week of the month, to see what we see for sensational Scorpios. I'm going to go with that one that's sticking out. Closing my eyes, what do I see? I see some mountains on either side, and mountains are usually challenges, okay? But when you get to the top, I've actually trekked in Nepal up to the glacier where Mount Everest Base Camp is, and I'll tell you that was the hardest thing I've done in my life physically. And the view you get and the elation from, you know, wandering around these mountains and getting to where you want to go, it's something you'll never forget. All right, Three of Pentacles, again about your finances. You can build something. You can get out of any sort of challenges by working. There are some jobs or some things you can do, some strategies you can take. Okay, carve your way out of any financial issues, and you are. I can, sorry, I can pick up that you know you can do that. So that's what she's doing. She's dressed in gold here. That's about self-esteem, confidence, goal-oriented activity, and also it's also father issues and any sort of negativity you may have had with your own father when you were growing up. You can turn it around and be your own father now and teach yourself how to do things. Okay, your father might have let you down in some way, but even so, you're now an adult, and so you can teach yourself. It's just determination and practice. Just keep trying, and eventually you'll teach yourself how to do things, and you'll be able to work your way out of financial issues. All right, fourth week of the month for Sensational Scorpio. Looking for a card. I'm going with that one. Closing my eyes. What do I see? I'm seeing some curtains, and there's something behind them. It's about the veil being lifted, so that you can be fully aware of what's going on within. I'm seeing, it's like I'm in a tent. Okay, so traveling. Well, traveling's not probably a good idea at the moment, but this is referring to journeys within. Okay, so you mightn't be able to travel externally, but you can always journey within. All right, and we've got the Hanged Man for it. You can think about it. You can watch videos and see what that other country is like and such like, and so on. Okay, this doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means that it's going to happen at the appointed time. So in the meantime, you'll have to wait. This is numerology, is between, like being in the zero energy. 9 is completion, the end of the cycle. 1 is the new start of a new cycle. And 0 is between, and that's where you are at the moment, in limbo, waiting. But that's all right. You know, have a little rest. Think about what you want to do, and then you can start it when you're supposed to start it. It's like being pregnant right at the end, and you know the baby's coming, but you just have to wait those last few days. Okay, and the last few days of the month, those last 3 days of the month for Sensational Scorpios. Let's have a look. Going with that card there, get a flash of yellow before I even close my eyes. Solar plexus energy, digestion, what you absorb. Be careful what you watch on social media, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, because we're absorbing all of that, and some of it isn't good. Some of it's disinformation and misinformation. Okay, so this is where you have to sort of really hone your psychic abilities, and as a Scorpio you do have them, and so yeah, just be careful what you put into your body and what you actually, the information that you actually absorb. Okay, what do I see? Yeah, it's on that theme. I can see like drinking I don't know if it's a cocktail or a mocktail. You know, it's a drink with a straw, and it's a tropical type drink. So just, yeah, be careful what you absorb, and only give yourself really good good food and you know, water, clean water, not tap water, okay, clean tank water with a filter. And we've got the Two of Cups. This is about commitment. It's got the two snakes here, two different energies coming together. Angel's wings up the top. Spirit is watching this, and you'll see in the glass is the reflection of each person in the glass. And so what you see in the other person is a reflection of yourself, and what they see in you is a reflection of themselves. So in the old days, people hand fasted, so they committed to each other for a time. Sometimes it was the rest of their lives, sometimes it was a year to try out to see how they'd get on. So it was a type of marriage. This is the true symbolism of marriage, is coming together with the energy of the other person, who strengthens you. You complement each other. And my husband's a retired engineer, and he's more technical than I am, and he's more practical than I am, but over the decades that practicality has rubbed off, and this is what happens when you're with somebody for a long time, okay? You become more like them in some ways, and they become more like you. Okay, so that's your cards. We've got Cups, Pentacles, Pentacles, the Hangman, and Cups. Okay, so feelings, we're talking about your emotions, and also your finances this month. Okay, so now let's have a look, and I will close my eyes. Scorpio for May, sensational Scorpio for May. Okay, so I can see some of you have got chains on your wrists, but the chains are sort of disguised as gold jewelry. So you might think it's a good situation, but it's still holding you back in some way. And I can see some of you cutting those chains off. So you're about to free yourselves, which is a good thing. An example of this might be you're in a job, and yes, you get money, or you get this or that, or there are benefits in this job, but there's still something in the job that's holding you back. So something might happen, you might leave, or there's a situation, you know, where all of a sudden that job is gone, but that's so you can be free and find something better that will, you know, be more in alignment with your soul. They're showing me some turquoise, the turquoise stone, so something very valuable. It involves you expressing your heart's desires, so it's not just towing the company line and doing what other people tell you to do or say. This is about you saying things or doing things because that's what your heart wants you to do. So that's lovely. I've got very Mediterranean and Eastern sort of energy here, belly dances and all this sort of thing. And I don't know what that means symbolically. Maybe some of you have some connections with that part of the world. That's the only thing I can think at the moment. Okay, so I'd like to wish you a very freeing and enlightening month, sensational Scorpios. Thanks so much for joining me today. Please give this video a like, share it all around the world, that'd be great, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell. Okay, have a very good month, and I shall see you again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.